Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another video for you. I got another 7.2 preview video for you. Recently, the Broken Shore got an update and it's a fully fledged zone now. It has world quests, buildings to make, a new dungeon, a raid, and much more. So, I thought it might make for a good video to sort of give you a preview of what it's all about, to give you a good idea of what to expect when 7.2 hits live servers. Keep in mind that this is pretty early on into the PTR, so any of it could change. So, I guess the best place to start is how you actually unlock it. Upon logging into the game in Dalaran, Khadgar will start hollering at you saying that we're ready for another assault on the Broken Shore. He asks you to meet at Crassus Landing, and from there he'll send you on your way to the island for a second chance at assaulting it. Right now, as of this PTR, it is a solo scenario. You'll see a bunch of NPCs from the various class halls wandering about. Priests, demon hunters, warriors, etc., but no actual players. And it's what you would expect. It's similar to your first assault way back when. You go around clearing out demons, you move up to the higher level ones in command, and then you blow some stuff up. Remember, cool guys don't look at explosions. And then you take on a Dreadlord as a finale. It's all completely soloable, and it takes around 30 minutes if you're not rushing it. Upon completing it, you'll have unlocked the Broken Shore. If you open up your map, you'll see that it's very similar to the other 5 zones in the Broken Isles. You have world quests that reset just like the other ones, and if you mouse over them, you'll notice that they give you something called Legionfall War Supplies. The Legionfall is a new reputation introduced with this patch. It's a culmination of all of the order halls in the Broken Isles. That's why you saw those priests, demon hunters, paladins, and etc. working together in the assault. And story-wise, you're sort of the leader of your division. The rewards for this faction aren't out as of this PTR build, but you're going to want to max them out because you'll need it to unlock flying in the Broken Isles. It's one of the many requirements of Part 2 of the Broken Isles Pathfinder, and probably the most time-consuming out of all of them. You get reputation for them just like the other reps, completing world quests, doing normal quests in the Broken Shore, etc. Speaking of which, when you first unlock the zone, you'll have a number of quests in front of you. 2 of them just direct you to the other 2 flight paths in the zone so you can unlock those right away, and another one starts the quest that unlocks 15 new traits for your artifact weapon. If you want more information about that, I did cover it fairly thoroughly in another video. I'll have a link to that in the description. And you'll have another quest to gather some of those Legionfall War Supplies I mentioned earlier. This is something that's really exciting, I think. It's sort of a callback to the buildings from the garrisons in Draenor, but done much better. Once you collect enough supplies, you'll get a follow-up quest that allows you to build structures that award you with different things. This is the base building that was revealed at last year's BlizzCon. Once again, very bare bones and early on here, but first we have the Mage Tower. Upon building this, you'll unlock artifact challenges. These are supposed to be really tough challenge mode scenarios that allow you to unlock more artifact skins. They teased this at BlizzCon, but they're supposed to be pretty difficult to complete, and they want them to be a status symbol of mastery of your spec. You also get something called bonus treasure spawns. I imagine those are similar to the normal treasures in the Broken Isle that give you some vendor trash and AP. You also get portals, which I'm sure zip you across the Broken Isles quickly, just like the Mage Order Hall portals. And lastly, you get the Knowledgeable bonus, which gives you a chance at a bonus artifact power token whenever you loot one. Next up, we have the Command Center. The first unlock is kind of odd here. It says that it unlocks dungeon world quests, which we already have. Maybe they mean the Broken Shore dungeon, which is the Cathedral of the Eternal Night. So not sure about that one, I'll just chalk that up to it being the PTR. We'll also get a combat buff in the Broken Shore, and something called a Mission Challenge. Maybe that could be a particularly lucrative Order Hall mission that only those with the Command Center get. And you also get the War Effort perk, which gives you a 30% chance to get double war supplies whenever you earn some. So this could be a good one to take early on. And the third building is the Nether Disruptor. Similar to the previous building, it says that it unlocks something that we already have, and that's world bosses. Once again, maybe that means Broken Shore unique world bosses. And you also get something called Unstable Portals, which could be anything really. And lastly, you get the Seal Your Fate perk, which lets you get a free Seal of Fate reroll token daily, which seems pretty good. Now you will be able to unlock all of these buildings. It's not like with the garrisons where you have to choose one or the other. So you just gotta decide on which ones you want first, which will be a tough decision for a lot of people, I think. Right now, on the PTR, you can contribute 40 supplies at a time, and it looks like you'll need around 800 total per building, so maybe around 20 turn-ins. And it seems like just from the world quests, you get around 40 to 60 per day. Take that with a grain of salt though, since like I said, it's still pretty early on. You can also get these from rare elites spread throughout the Broken Shore, and you can probably get them from other sources. Maybe the Cathedral of the Eternal Night will give them, maybe an emissary quest for the Legionfall rep will have them, and so on. For each contribution you make, you'll also get a cache. Unfortunately, these aren't fully implemented yet though. Right now, they only give a very small amount of artifact power. I'm sure these will be buffed though. And there's also a quest to complete a Legion Assault, which are the new invasions that pop up randomly in one of the Broken Isle zones. Right now, it doesn't give any rewards, so I think they still have to add that in. If I had to guess, I'd say it would probably be some war supplies along with some rep and AP or something like that. So, now that we got all of the hub stuff out of the way, let's get to the actual zone. Aesthetically, I think it looks really good. Remember, this zone holds the Tomb of Sargeras, which is sort of the main stronghold of the Legion in the Broken Shore right now, so the whole zone is covered with hundreds of demons, fell lava pools, skeletons and ghosts of fallen warriors from the failed first invasion, and you also have the remains of shipwrecks strewn about. The world quests are pretty typical. They're very similar to the ones you've been doing, so nothing too crazy there. Although it looks like there may be class-specific ones added, as you can see by this mage one where you burn everything down, so that's new. And as for traversing the zone, we have 3 flight paths spread pretty far apart, which should make things easier until we unlock flying. And there are also various things you can click on to help you out. For example, you have this disc that allows you to fly for a few minutes, you have statues that give you super powerful buffs. It's kind of similar to the Timeless Isle in that aspect actually. As I mentioned, this zone holds the Tomb of Sargeras, which is the next big raid of this expansion. You can find it on the northeastern side of the island at its highest point. As far as we know, it'll house 9 bosses total, with the final one being Kil'jaeden. You may remember him as the final boss from the Great Sunwell Plateau raid from the Burning Crusade expansion. And for all of you dungeon runners out there, we're also getting some new content called the Cathedral of the Eternal Night. This one will hold 4 bosses, with the final one being the big bad from the assault that escaped you earlier. And it will be active for Mythic Plus immediately, so it doesn't have the Karazhan syndrome where it's Mythic only. It also has a heroic mode, so you can queue up for it as well. And something interesting I thought is that it was originally attached to Suramar City if you look at this broken bridge. And if you compare the tomb to the giant palace in the distance, you can tell that it's the same building, just corrupted with fell energy and turned into the Legion's seat of power. The art team did a really great job, I think. So that's about it. As a recap, we have an initial assault, a new reputation that leads to flying, base building, new world quests, possibly new world bosses, a new dungeon, and a raid. It's looking to be pretty good so far, and keep in mind, like I mentioned, this is still early on into the PTR. We could very well have more stuff on the way. If anything major gets added, I'll be sure to make an update to this, so keep an eye out for that if that interests you. But that's about all I have to say. I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a like if you liked it, and if you really liked it, let me know in the comments and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, good luck, and peace.